during his last months in Washington, President Clinton made what he called his final proposal. 80% of Israeli settlers would remain in the West Bank, and Israel could maintain its control of the Jordan River Valley and an early warning capability within the West Bank, with an additional provision for emergency deployments to meet security needs. The new state of Palestine would be demilitarized, with an international force for border security and deterrence, and Palestinian sovereignty over their airspace, except for special arrangements to meet Israeli training and operational needs. Palestinian refugees could return only to the West Bank and Gaza. It was stipulated that, if accepted, this agreement would replace all the requirements of UN resolutions that applied to the Middle East. There was no clear response from Prime Minister Barak, but he later stated that Israel had 20 pages of reservations. President Arafat rejected the proposal. As President Clinton made efforts to promote peace, there was a 90% growth in the number of settlers in the occupied territories. By the end of the year 2000, Israeli settlers in the West Bank and Gaza numbered 225,000. The best offer to the Palestinians, by Clinton, not Barak, had been to withdraw 20% of the settlers, leaving more than 180,000 in 209 settlements, covering about 10% of the occupied land, including land to be leased and portions of the Jordan River Valley and East Jerusalem. The percentage figure is misleading, since it usually includes only the actual footprints of the settlements. There is a zone with a radius of about 400 meters around each settlement, within which Palestinians cannot enter. In addition, there are other large areas that would have to be taken or earmarked to be used exclusively by Israel, roadways that connect the settlements to one another and to Jerusalem, and so-called life arteries that provide the settlers with water, sewage, electricity, and communications. These range in width from 500 to 4,000 meters, and Palestinians cannot cross or use many of these connecting links. This honeycomb of settlements and their interconnecting conduits effectively divide the West Bank into at least two non-contiguous areas and multiple fragments, often uninhabitable or even unreachable, and control of the Jordan River Valley denies Palestinians any direct access eastward into Jordan. About 100 military checkpoints completely surround Palestine and block routes going into or between Palestinian communities, combined with an uncountable number of other roads that are permanently closed with large concrete cubes or mounds of earth and rocks. There was no possibility that any Palestinian leader could accept such terms and survive, but official statements from Washington and Jerusalem were successful in placing the entire onus for the failure on Yasser Arafat.